Hello, and welcome to Star Trek Lost Voyages Season 4. With me is my amazing crew. I have missed you all so very much. How is everybody? Hi. Oh, I got claps and hellos. Yes, I love you. Hello, everybody. I am the GM Tim, and we are going to start Star Trek Season 4 of Lost Voyages, which blows my mind because I just did the math the other day, and we did 3 seasons of Star Trek Payette, too. So we've now been playing for 7 years, which is my single longest running campaign of any kind. So kudos to all of you. Tonight we have a brand new cast member who I have named incorrectly, so I'm going to fix that right now. Caitlin, welcome. Hi.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome. And we've got a special guest star tonight, DM Neil. Hello, DM Neil. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good. I've watched Star Trek to prepare. It was a terrible burden that you put on me.
I know. It's like the horriblest, right? Especially when you actually have homework to do for a video game, for a play game. It's like the worst. All right, Caitlin, you have the communications tonight. Would you take it away, please?
Chief Operations Officer's Log, Stardate 50536.4. The threat of hostilities with the Dominion has shifted the priorities of the Federation in the Alpha Quadrant. Starfleet is reallocating resources away from science and more towards defense, though I still hope that it doesn't have to come to that. Starfleet has tasked the USS Haida with continuing the Federation mission of exploration and discovery in the Shackleton Expanse, a great distance from the Bajoran wormhole. Currently, we are docked at the Narendra station for a briefing with its head of sciences, Dr. Tiven, the leading xeno-archaeologist in the sector. And I'm about to meet my new crewmates. Exciting.
And we find ourselves, and let's see if this works properly. Oh, that's the wrong handout. So no, it's not going to work. We find ourselves in the large conference briefing room at Narendra Station. Things have been awkward at Narendra over the last few months. It's been about 8 months since the Klingon High Command left the Treaty of Khitomer, and while Narendra Station has agreed that it's easier to not be at war, there have been more kerfuffles, let's call them, on the station than are normal. Gurkhan, I imagine it's been probably a little bit problematic for you having to decide which side you're on. And at the same time, probably less of a problem and more of just more fights for you defending yourself and your ship.
I mean, the fights are very Klingon, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, you're kind of already there and ready to go, right?
Just 1 or 2 stabbings a month.
Only 1 or 2 stabbings a month? That's pretty good. That's down from the regular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I would imagine it's not much of a choice for Gurkhan because he's technically dead in the Empire.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, that's right. I forget that. Okay. So you're in the large briefing room, and Yezikov, Sofek, Gurkhan, you're all there, and you see this brash new lieutenant walk in, wearing the command the ops colors.
Hello. So excited to meet everybody.
Sorry, you said you're a lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yesikov stands up. She's a 6'5", lean, with a blonde kind of crew cut, and reaches over to shake your hand. Goes, "Hello, you must be our new lieutenant. I am Commander Yesikov, Chief Security Officer here on the our name.
USS Haida.
Haida."
Yeah.
It's like, Payette? No.
No.
I'm still brushing cobwebs off. I just came back from leave, but welcome.
The fighting is ship in Starfleet.
The fighting is ship in Starfleet.
That's right.
Fighting-ish Starfleet. Thank you, Commander. I'm so excited to get started with everybody and learn all of your particulars.
Ah, okay.
Oh no.
Yes, well, reports can be embellished sometimes, I find, but rest assured, we are a very professional crew.
Lamar, what is the favorite thing you've learned so far about Commander Yazikov from the reports?
Oh, I there has been some rumors of substances that have been taken while on duty, but I think that Lamar is just thinking that like it really must have been a cultural exchange. That's the only explanation.
Sofek's gonna lean over to Gurkhan and go, "Do we remember what the captain was putting into the reports again? Was he even filing those?"
And Gurkhan just looks down at the table concerned, thinking about what he put in the reports.
I think we were taking turns writing them for him. Well, I mean, yes, anybody. Oh no, you don't actually say that out loud, right? So I'm just sitting there, kind of smiling.
Yeah, like that awkward smile.
Well, I'm sure the
Lieutenant
other crew
shows up.
will
Hey,
introduce
Commander, I know you do
themselves."
drugs.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm assuming she means I drink vodka on shift, but
I heard you like to hoover the schneef.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you never know. Let's have the other crew introduce themselves. How about Lieutenant Sofek?
Lieutenant, welcome to our frequently unorthodox ship. You'll get the hang of it, I'm sure.
Sofek
I'm
is
sure there's a lot to learn.
Sofek is a science officer wearing the blues.
And very Vulcan.
Very Vulcan.
Although with probably at this point a kind of eye twitch that he doesn't seem to be aware happens.
Yes. Amazing. Please add that to your character sheet as a trait. And Lieutenant Commander Gurkhan. So very Gurkhan, do you want to describe yourself as you stand up?
Yeah, he's an older Klingon. He's not that tall, but I would say him as stocky, short. Think of almost like an aged football player. Graying hair, graying beard. He barely even looks up from the pad that he has in his hand, which he glances and you see technical readouts of stuff, and he's like, charmed. Looks back down.
He's got an eye patch too.
Oh yeah, big bolted on metal eye patch.
Yeah.
You can see he walks with a bit of a limp. Few scars here and there on his hands. Smells vaguely of diesel.
What does Lamar look like, Lieutenant?
Little. She's a human woman, but she's only about 5'1", kind of round, short red hair, but very, very eager. Big smile, lots of teeth.
Love it.
So many teeth. You're surprised by the number of teeth.
She's got teeth added? What? Why are you surprised by the number of teeth?
I guess it's not surprising if you are human.
Gurkhan he remembers that she's human, but he's like, that's an aggression display. A severe aggression display.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, he's like, I'm surprised she hasn't been killed on Narendra Station yet. With that smile.
Maybe she's part Neelix.
Zimbabwean or whatever they're called.
And with that, another Vulcan walks in. She's got kind of a not a bob cut, but it's about neck shoulder length, but still kind of like that stylish slick back. She's not wearing Starfleet uniform, but she is wearing. What is she wearing? What is she wearing, Neil?
So I was thinking, based on what is the distinguishing feature, is that you'll notice there is a series of ancient Vulcan tattoos going up her left arm. So it's currently a sleeveless outfit, and you'll notice that, clearly someone can read these, that the more ancient they become, the newer you can tell the tattoo is, almost as if she's constantly been looking deeper and deeper into her own history. And I'm not sure what people would or wouldn't know about the character, so I don't know.
Whatever you
How
want to
much of-
share as far as
Okay.
like outside. They've never met her before, so
Okay,
you're
perfect.
walking in and visuals is fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you said not wearing a Starfleet uniform.
Yeah.
That feels too rebellious, but again, it's more of just, it seems like a field uniform of going out and actually being somewhere rather than just being on the ship. Always prepared to go out if need be. And then it was brought up, I think, the xeno-archaeologist. If any rumors that you have heard of her, that is the role that she takes, that seeking out those ancient civilizations that have been lost potentially to time, and with an attempt always to ensure that they are not lost to time if she can involve herself with that process and get that information to learn whatever she can.
Nice. So Admiral Shrev introduces her as Dr. Taven. She's one of the leading scientists. She is the lead scientist here on Narendra Station, so she heads the science departments for the station. And she's also one of the foremost xeno-archaeologists in the sector. So we've pulled her off of a field assignment that she'd been on for a few years, and he kind of looks like with a sly smile at her, and she probably like looks back with a Vulcan annoyed but also like I accepted this position, so it's not like you did this to me look. Vulcans send a lot in one eyebrow quirk, and he passes it on to her and just kind of like takes a seat next to you, Commander Yezikov. Doctor, I leave the floor to you.
Yes, there's just that hint of frustration in the process, because she would much rather be in the field than anywhere else. But to get to that, I have learned recently that there's the Minope system. I'm not sure if any of you are currently familiar with that system, but I have heard rumors and found information that there is more to be learned. And let's see, and it is within a system with a dying star, and I am not comfortable with the potential loss of information if that star were to die and that system were no longer available to us. So it is my goal to find any information before it is lost.
So to give the players a little bit of background, 80 years ago, Starfleet sent out a bunch of probes, just kind of like from Earth to a whole bunch of different sections of the two quadrants, Alpha and Beta. This part of the stars, this part of space, the Shackleton Expanse, is just like filthy with astronomical eddies and gravimetric eddies and astronomical phenomena. Like you've experienced a bunch of them yourself, where it just makes flying through it difficult. It's part of the reason why your ship was assigned here, is because your ship was designed to be able to handle this kind of stuff. Your new warp core and warp engine display for your four nacelles is kind of like part of that. So you've experienced your fair share. The Minope system, as she pulls up the sector map, is in a section of the Expanse that we've never been before. And in fact, this probe is the only data that we've got. And she pulls it up, and it's like those old scientist level of tech and data readouts, where you're seeing like a listing of a tertiary star system. The prime star has started to grow really large. It's almost at the point where it's going to assume all the mass from one of the second star. And there's constant plasma streams going between the two stars and the primary one. It's already enveloped some of the inner stars, the inner planets, leaving only 4 planets left. And that's where she wants us to go today.
Sorry, you said 3 stars?
It's a tertiary star system, yeah.
And are they all like the same? Well, not the same size, but like of the same radiation? Or are we going to be dealing with like multiple different radiations this time out?
You're dealing with a lot of radiation, but the main problem is that it is like I want to make it clear. Tim understands how fast stars die is like astronomically, really quickly. For us, it seems like forever. However, this one's at a point where if it's either a now or never kind of scenario with getting to the system and checking it out, because the data does show that there is something in the system that is piquing kind of like unnatural interests, if that makes sense. So something created exists in this system that is not part of nature. So the probe is triggered as like a check this section out. And so that's what has been dug up. But it was 80 years ago, right? So sensors weren't nearly as good as they are now.
And with the additional info you gave me, one of the main concerns is the plasma trails that are going from the two other stars and the damage that they could cause on anything else inside of that system. And again, 80 years I was but a child when that probe sent the information back.
Yeah. So do we have any other questions before we hit the ship?
Well, if this is just a data collection run, where is, if you'll excuse me, sir, why is Admiral Shrev involved?
The Admiral kind of like leans over towards you and says, we're watching out for the Klingons, and frankly, the idea that something is pulled from history will make anyone else nervous. And then he kind of like, with a really low voice to you, he kind of like, and it's not often I get to have just like kind of like a chill time off, and this is one of those easy ones that I just want to give you, okay?
Very well, sir. I just wanted to be prepared for any unnecessary risk.
I really hope there's no unnecessary risk. We're just trying to actually get you back to doing what Starfleet does and exploring.
Wonderful. I too would like an easy mission. I'm tired of being shot.
Yeah, I can imagine you are. Okay, with that, I think we're going to just cut and go to the intro, yeah? Unless there's any other questions from the crew?
I mean, as Gurkhan's leaving, he's going to tell Gallic to set up the modular labs for xeno-archaeology.
Okay, sounds good. All right, here we go. All right, welcome back. Okay, just to kind of get us a little bit of momentum, can I have Yezikov? You asked a couple of questions, and so did Gurkhan. So can each of you give me an insight and science, please? It's going to be a difficulty 0. See if you can generate some momentum there for us. That's not bad. That's not bad.
How the fuck do I do this again? It's 2, right? Task roll 2 thing?
Task roll 2.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
good.
Nice. All right. So we got 3 momentum in the pool, gang. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you warp into the system, and as was kind of warned to you, you do see the star in its final stages, final growth, sort of as it's swallowing the inner planets. We've got our new ops officer, and our science officer. So why don't between the two of you we get a scan for which planet to head to?
Yeah.
I'm going to use an ability on this, Tim. It's called Pass the Red Line.
Okay.
I'm going to select our ship's sensors.
Okay.
I'm going to make a difficulty 2 roll.
Okay.
If I succeed, we get 2 momentum for anybody to spend on sensor rolls.
Cool. What does that do, though?
Basically, I'm diverting power to the sensors.
Cool.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just pushing them just a little bit beyond the red line. Because that's how this ship works.
Watch them get
exploded.
Complications. Nice. Okay. So
there's 2 free momentum for the scene to be used on sensors.
Very cool. So Sofek or Lamar, who is going to make that sensors roll?
I got it. I'm just trying to remember what my things do.
So it'd be reason and science.
I can re-roll one.
And if somebody wants to use the ship,
just tell me who wants to use it, and I'll roll with them.
Sorry, what?
To you. Whoever wants to use the ship, just tell me. I have it all queued up, ready to click the button.
Sure, do the ship. It's with sensors.
Yeah, but it's either one of them could pick it because you can only support 1 roll per scene or per time, right?
Yeah. So Sofek made the roll.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Nice.
So yeah, 3 successes between me and the ship.
All right, so you're gonna gain a momentum out of that. So what you're able to tell is that, like I said, there are four star system. There are 4 planets. Minope 1 is a gas giant. Minope 2 is an icy planet, like just an ice planet, class K, I believe it is. Oh, no, that's Minope 3. Minope 3 is class K. Class K is like Vulcan, so it's an arid desert planet. And there's an asteroid belt, and then Minope 4 is a gas dwarf. So, like a tiny version of Neptune, say. That kind of vibe. So, tiny in planetary scale. So, if it were like an Earth-size gas planet, I suppose, is a good way to put it. So those are the 4. The Minope 3 and Minope 2 will go through the plasma stream in the next few hours. You have time to hit one of them now, but anything that's on the planet will be charred.
Logic would suggest that we go to the 3rd planet, as any ancient Xenos artifact would be better preserved in the arid climates, I would imagine, as opposed to glaciers.
Would you like to gather more information to see if you're correct? Since you have that free momentum?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to use momentum, and I'm going to just refine the sensor beams towards Minope 3.
Yeah, it is. And in fact, because you're using a momentum and refining the sensors, not only are you able to figure out that is the planet you want to go to, you find the ruins are located in a valley between 2 large mountain ranges. Yeah.
I would be ready to head down there. I don't know. We could just take a look, because if we have the location of where it could be, it might just be worth taking a poke, since it might not exist in several hours.
Is there currently atmosphere on this planet, Commander?
There is. Yeah. Captain Zanny agrees and looks over at Yazikov and says, "Form an away team."
Yes, sir. Lamar, you'll be with me, as well as Dr. Tavin. I'll take Luther down for protection, and Sulfek, I feel like you would probably be better coming with us for scans and such. So, suit up. Let's go.
Hey, Lamar, before you leave, can you please give us a quick control and con check with a difficulty of 2 to find a suitable beam in sight? So, I mean, it wasn't, you're kind of like searching around. So I'm going to throw this out there. Now, this is just kind of like to get you guys used to, Tim has finally started to play this game myself. So I'm actually playing in another campaign. And I've learned how to do things a little bit better. Yay, us. In this case, if you want to not fail, or at least succeed is a better way to put that. If you want to succeed, you can purchase 2 successes by giving me 2 threat. Would you like to do that? Or are you happy with just kind of like finding a space and dealing with the consequences? I want to also remind you, the way Star Trek works is you're never really punished for things. So just because you didn't succeed doesn't mean it's going to be necessarily a bad day for you.
Sure.
Yeah,
Never really punished. Towards the Klingon with one eye, the second character that has one leg.
I'm willing to take the threat.
Okay, so you're going to give me 2 threat. You will succeed at that, and you find the perfect spot that actually won't require you to do very much work to get where you need to go. So everyone's fitness and security once we land is going to be demoted by a difficulty of 1. So you're down to just 1 instead of 2. So it's easier to hike to where you're going to go. You found a beam in spot that's just like prime.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone's directives, obviously the prime directive stands, but the directives for today is discover the mysteries of the Minope system and explore the unexplored. That is your directives that you can tap into to activate your determinations.
So we beamed out. This is like a desert arid planet, right?
It is, yeah. You
Can we like beam down one of our like ATVs?
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
I mean, it's supposed to be flown down so you can like
Can we
launch
not
out of the
beam
back
down
of a shuttle.
stuff?
I mean,
Yeah.
let's just say you can this time.
Okay.
It's one of the smaller ones.
We beam
It's
it down
just
while it's in motion.
Yeah, so you can yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. Are you driving, Yezikov? Yeah. So can I have a control and con from you, please?
Sure.
And
And I
if
have a
you've got
focus in small vehicles. so-
Perfect. I was going to say if you've got a small vehicle focus, you can do that.
So the words you told me just immediately left my skull. What roll am I making?
Control and con.
Control
And there
and
are
con.
3 momentum in the pool if you want to pull into one.
Tight. Are we doing Utilis difficulties, or we're not doing that? We're not doing
We
that.
might as well tell. I difficulty 2 for this because Lamar did a really good job at finding a space.
Okay, rad. Yeah, I'll buy a dice. Why not?
Great.
I didn't need it.
I mean, you just paid it back. So,
Yeah.
Yezikov, not only are you like just ripping like it's like, you know what? You describe what it looks like.
Safety first. Everybody put a seatbelt on, please.
Does everyone have those like Picard goggles too?
the sand goggles?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Luther's got a Shamal scarf on.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, it was just kind of weaving in and out of dunes and not doing anything overtly risky because I have 2 new people on that are not used to me yet.
Yeah.
Feeling a little nervous. Like, oh,
Lamar finds this absolutely pleasant and exhilarating.
great.
Is Lamar pulling a woohoo out the top,
Yeah.
I think she's just kind of like
keeping it all inside?
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna put your hand back in if you put it out.
I think that Lamar is concerned about like safety protocols with having limbs outside of the vehicle, but spiritually, yeah.
Spiritually, she's spiritually,
She's having a great
she's
time.
rock. She's a woo
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any kind of like any extra things you want to give yourself with one of those momentum you've won, or do you want to just put both in the pool?
Yeah, I'll put them in the pool for like scans and stuff. I'm trying to like, um, I don't know if we have like a place we're going to on this planet, or if we're just like
Yeah,
roaming around trying to find
where
shit.
you guys have beamed down, you can see you're in like a fairly large valley, and it looks like at one point it would have been like I mean, it's we're talking like ancient bygone era, right? So it's like looking at stuff older than the Roman roads to give you kind of like a visual, right? So you can see where something once was, but it's been so long that it's no more, right? And every now and then you catch sort of like a building kind of poking out the side of one of the mountains on either side, and you realize that the mountains are just like probably mostly there from like sediment and long-term shifts that have covered everything up. But this was probably one of those like you're probably looking at what might have been like one of those major thoroughfares through a city. Yeah. Okay, so you're not going to have to do any of the fitness and security to get where you're going to go, because both Yezikov and Lamar have rocked it out of the park. And as you come up, you can see kind of like a path that you're going to have to park to. The vehicle's not going to be able to get farther up. And you can see kind of like into the mountainside. It looks like a fairly large opening with some worked stone on the outside. That kind of like indicates a possible, to Van, it indicates an entry point, rather than just like rock, normal rock.
We get closer. While haste is of the essence, please slow down.
Yeah, of course.
To Yezikov.
Yeah.
Of course. And yeah, I'll slow down, Park. I guess you said we have to climb this mountain, right? Like.
Yeah, you have to climb the mountain. So because of your vehicle use and Lamar's beam insight, I am going to make it only a difficulty 1. So I need fitness and security from the group of you, please, as you're hiking up. If you wish, you can also opt to take fitness and science, because you are on an expedition.
Yeah, I'm gonna use science for no particular reason. Definitely not because it's 5 versus 1.
Do science to that mountain, Sofek.
How much? We have quite a bit of momentum, right?
There's 2 still in the pool. No, there's 4 in the pool.
I'm going to use 1.
Okay. Taven, would you like to use 1 too, or are you good? Or Lamar?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go last in case anybody falls.
So
And I'm gonna try to, if I don't know if ready action is a thing, but if I can ready action catch somebody.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could always burn a momentum to catch someone if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, Luther was trailblazing up the mountain as best as he could to try to find an easy path and be like, put your hands where my hands go, put your feet where my feet go.
Yeah.
Fair.
Maybe Yezikov should have been focusing more where she was putting her
I
feet.
just caught a rock in the forehead.
You caught a Sofek in the forehead.
Yeah.
God damn it! Lighter than a rock, honestly.
And Taven, can I get a roll from you? Do you know
Yes.
how to do this?
No, teach me the ways.
Great,
I can
okay.
I can see them all.
Yeah,
And I can
so-
click on them, but I don't know what more to do. After.
That's okay. So once you've clicked on the 2 you want, they should change color. Yes.
They did. Yes.
Great. So next to those next to the attributes and disciplines, there's something that says task roll.
Yes,
You want to make sure that's clicked on 2,
it is.
and then
click
you're gonna.
this-
What's that?
Sorry, just make sure that focus is off, complications at 1.
Yeah. And then you're gonna click on the little Star Trek symbol next to task roll.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so to Ven, what does an excited Vulcan climbing up a mountain in front of their Starfleet? Oh, I want to. Oh yeah, I said that already. You're part of the Federation. So yeah, you just kind of like. Bloop.
Well, I think that's it. Just wordlessly, like that is clearly the task that needs to be completed, and I think that like that is the conveying the excitement of the scenario for them is just how quickly you watch this happen, with apparently a slight lack of concern for the rest of the group, but a lot of concern for the task at hand.
Yeah, I mean, as you do, right?
You said you're like always in the field, right? So you probably have your own like carabiners, like a climbing gear ready.
Well, and I thought like once you said like about like the gear in the ATV, absolutely, I had all of it. I had there was nothing gonna get in my face, my mouth. I was ready. Not knowing there would even be an ATV.
I'm absolutely loving that. So do they have a style, or are they just like pure function? Like how Vulcan are you?
Oh, I think from the second we got close enough to start observing where we would climb, they were processing the climb, and that's why it was so quick. Because by the time I actually put hands and feet to it, I already knew every step that needed to be taken.
Nice, fair. All right, cool. I love it. Okay.
Tim, I accidentally only rolled a 1 there. Do you want me to re-roll?
Yeah, not re-roll, but roll another 1. See if you can get bonus there.
Ooh.
Well,
2.
that's
All right. I mean, so at this point, you've all maxed out the momentum. So something we didn't do very much well was momentum in the last few seasons. So I'm glad I've learned it. Every time a scene changes, you drop 1 of the permanent momentum out, so you lose it.
I thought we dropped all of them.
No, just 1. So you lose 1 every time a scene changes. So anything that doesn't go into the pool, you lose. So like Yezikov's momentum that they gained from the rock. Well, Taven's just gained 2 momentum from going up the mountainside. If Taven doesn't put them in the pool or use them, then when the scene changes, Taven loses them. Okay. And if Taven puts them in the pool, and the pool sits there, and then the scene changes, the pool goes down by 1. So it's an encouragement to always use, because we've established how easy it is, especially with your characters getting kind of like on the upper sort of echelons, easy it is to amass momentum, right? It also means that Tim has upped some of the difficulties, which is why he's telling them to you this time. So, in that, you arrive at the front of this this large carved. It's not like a carved out entranceway. It looks more like a recent rock slide has kind of like moved a lot of rock. And you don't see a door so much as a hole in what was once kind of a stoneworked wall.
Luther puts his hand up to kind of stop everybody from going in. He goes, let me check it out, make sure it's safe first, and climbs through the hole.
Great. Give me a daring and security, please.
Daring and security.
Can I assist?
Yes, you can.
And I do that by rolling 1, right?
Correct. So your task roll is 1.
1 success.
Woof.
Actually, that's no successes because you didn't succeed at all.
Oh, succeed.
So, Luther, would you like to give Tim threat in order to gain a success to succeed in whatever it is you're doing, or are we going to carry on?
Yeah, let's just have fun now and deal with the consequences later.
Okay. All right. So you start to walk through, and Luther, it's a fairly large open space. You realize you're kind of like in what looks like maybe was some sort of stairwell or elevator shaft, and you almost kind of like slip over the edge. You don't. Yezikov is kind of like anchors you as you kind of like shimmy through.
Grab him by the
Yeah,
foot.
but it is kind of like one of those like edgy kind of like along the wall. You've got to kind of go, and there is kind of like a bridge built out of what looks like a stone column has fallen that you can get across, and it looks like there's more space on the other side.
How far down is the hole?
You cannot
Like,
see the bottom.
Okay, I start sliding backwards and I
It
go.
sounds deep.
Yeah, and I start describing it. I'm like, well, it's a long fall right at the end of that tunnel. We do have a way across, but we gotta go slow and careful this time.
All right. Well, Luther, you take points. I'll take the rear. Make sure nothing happens to these wonderful scientists.
I make sure that everybody has one of those square flashlights that everybody has in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The ones, or you can do the ones that you strap to your wrist if you want.
Oh, the wrist blaster flashlight.
Yeah, I always found those.
What?
Probably, yeah. So you can. They have them strapped to the wrist, so you can point your arm where you need it to go. And so instead of holding something, you just hold your hand out.
Okay. It's not the point of this game. Moving on.
I mean, hey, you can't drop that one.
Yeah. I mean,
That's entirely the reason. Like, I love how much of Star Trek exists because of production necessity. Like, there's certain things that actors need, and use of their hands is one of them.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to need fitness and security from everybody, please. Again, you can use a fitness and science. Or you can just use your momentum in the pool to succeed. That is one of the ways you can just say, because it is just a difficulty 1, because what would we like to do?
How many momentum do we have?
There are 6 momentum. And if certain people make good rolls, there's a chance to make more, right? So it can be
I'm gonna use 1.
Yeah, I'd suggest anybody without a high fitness and security use 1. I have 17, so I'm gonna roll just to generate some momentum.
Okay. Sofek actually is pretty good with this one. Sofek will make it across.
God fucking damn it.
Well, one is that's
Luther's going. Lamar just is like, yes, let's do it.
Taven might have had a little bit of a fall.
My God.
Does somebody want to use a momentum to save Taven?
I mean,
Taven,
can
100%.
Yeah, just tell me.
Yeah.
Luther's gonna grab.
Great, we'll burn it off. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the pool now. Yezikov, that is your second complication with fitness and security. You are now at a complication range of 3 with fitness and security. So you have definitely pulled something as you grab Taven and kind of keep her from falling over the edge.
Okay. I'm gonna burn I don't believe in a no-win scenario and reroll, which is one of my values.
Sure.
And I'm going to use that. Please, for the love of God, no, that is holy. Okay.
Much better. Okay.
I'm only good at one thing.
So
Can I be good at that one thing?
Yeah. So your complication is down to 2 instead of 1 or 3 for fitness and security. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the group of you make it across, and exploring this place. Dr. Taven, can I please have a science roll? Difficulty 2, but I am burning 2 threat because it is dark, and while you're experienced, this is unknown, and you're kind of in a rush. So you're used to being able to take your time, but that plasma is not going to be friendly if you're on this planet, even if you're in the middle of the planet. So it's going to be a bad day for this planet when it goes through that plasma stream. So I am increasing the difficulty to 4.
So what would I change to make the roll?
So you don't change anything. It just kind of forces you to now tell me if you're going to burn off some of the resources that the group has been accumulating.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So there's a few things you can do. 1, you can use some momentum. So there is 5 momentum. If you use 1, you add 1 dice. If you want to add a second dice, it'll cost you 2 more momentum. And if you want to add a third dice, it'll cost you 3 more momentum, which you don't have. So to add 3 dice would cost a full 6 momentum. That's how that works. The other thing you can do
2
is
dice would be 3 momentum.
Correct. Yeah. The other thing you can do is you have determination. Everybody in the game has determination. I'm generous in my games because we've got a tight schedule usually, and so I want to make sure you succeed with fun. So everybody has two determinations, and you use your determinations by activating your values, like Yezikov did. I don't believe in a no-win scenario. That was one of her values. Or by one of the directives I gave you earlier, which is explore the Minope system and exploration.
Okay. How about I use the 3 momentum, and I'll use a value passionate about archaeology.
Great. So that passionate about archaeology gives you an automatic critical success.
Oh, okay. So then just... Oh, okay. So you burn
So it'll
it
give
out.
you 2 successes right off the bat. So if you want to now still spend 3 momentum, that'll give you 4 dice to roll to add to those 2 successes. Do it.
Okay, let's do it.
You've seen how easy it is to get momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then how do I ensure
So
that?
now, when you're going to roll, insight and science is your 2 skill checks, and you're going to do a task roll 4.
Okay. And then the complication range stays
Still 1. Complication range only changes when you roll a failure, a crit fail, like Yezikov had.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, bang! So you didn't just get 4; you actually got 6.
Yeah.
So you burnt off 3 momentum, but you put 2 back into the pool. At the moment, you've got those 2 momentum. So you can do one of 2 things. You can gather more information, which means that if you're going to gather information, you're going to spend the momentum and ask me a question. And I have to give you an honest answer, though I don't always have to give you all the answer. And the other thing you can do is pool them, which is what the group has been doing as they go. However, in this case, you're kind of like gaining information. So the thing I'll tell you with this check is, Taven, you're fairly certain this is Takan structures.
Which is my particular study is in that.
Yeah.
I'll say I'll do 1 and 1. I'll put 1 back in the pool, and then I'll want more information.
So what question do you want to ask me about this beyond what I've told you so far?
So as soon as I recognize that, and based on my previous studies, where would I feel like I would want to go next, rather than just feeling, flipping a coin if there are 2 passages.
Yeah.
I would know. No, I would like to go left or right.
Yeah, that's solid. Okay, so I'll tell you what. So what you realize is that this is not just an outpost like the one that the Enterprise D found 4 years ago. 4 years ago? 5 years ago? 7 years ago. This is actually... it looks like a proper settlement. This is one of the largest sort of structures as you kind of like mind map out what this might look like as best you can. You're realizing that you might actually be inside of a command center for one of the cities of Takan, which is like a find. And you're fairly certain that if you kind of go this way, then this way, you might be able to find yourself at a command center or at least an access node.
Trying to not be overly excited for the character, because that is a current issue they are dealing with at this time, mainly because of the time constraint, not just because of what has been found, but we need to hurry. We need to hurry more than we have thus far. I apologize for my previous ineptitude and almost falling. Also, Lieutenant Lamar, you mentioned poking things earlier. I would ask that is not done. That we have possibly stumbled on to a find of at least my lifetime, and I would like us to learn as much as we can before it is no longer available.
For player reference, this is a canon reference to like episode 6 of season 1 of Next Generation. This is where
Episode 5.
Episode 5. There you go. This is where the Ferengi are introduced. And it's the episode called Last Outpost, where they discover an ancient thing of the Takan Empire. Takan Empire went extinct over 600,000 years ago. And it was rumored to be powerful enough to move stars. It was a big deal.
They're rumored to have basically be in the trillions in terms of their population within the empire as well.
There you go. I love it when I knew telling you to watch that episode was a good idea. Okay. Is there anything we want to do to kind of like get there quicker? Do we want to try any tactics? Yezikov or Luther, do you have any ideas? Lamar, do you have any operation style concepts of how we can like proceed fast without ruining things for Dr. Taven? Essentially, I'm asking if you have any ideas to roll or to narrate your story as far as you go. Or do you want to just cut scene?
Well, I feel like Taven would be very open with kind of their thoughts on where they would want to go, as much as there would be a desire to search everything between here and there. That can't be the goal given the time constraints. So really kind of trying to lay out as much as possible the intended directions and however to get there as fast as possible.
Doctor, you say that we are on a time crunch. Are we in risk here?
Oh yes. The plasma will, in spite of being this far underground, we will not live through that.
How much time do we have?
You have probably by now 5 hours tops before you have to beam out.
There were no survivors.
We will extract in 4 hours. If you will prioritize the scans, we will split up equipment and scan as much as possible. Does that sound like a plan, or?
Yes, as much as we can.
Okay.
As much as we can learn, as fast as we can learn it. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to cut scene. We're going to drop a momentum from the pool, so we're down to 5 again. And we're going to find the team at a Takan terminal. So this thing looks like a mix. I like the idea of like you're kind of like a center room. There's a large major sort of console in the center. And there's like sort of dead consoles all over the place. Taven, you've spent enough time with these at the outpost to know how to at least to tap into any power that might be left. A lot of Takan power operated off of geothermal, so as long as everything is kind of connected, there should still be power. It doesn't like turn off or battery out. So you've got like really kind of like minimal things going. So we're going to do what's called an extended task. I figured out how to do these better. So control and engineering is your default task. The difficulty default will be 3. Resistance is 1. Work track is 12. Okay. So what that means is we need at least 3 breakthroughs. That's what the magnitude is. The work track 12 being we need at least 12 work generated. And resistance is 1 comes off of all work succeeded. Now you gain work by making the task, and then you roll challenge dice for however many tasks. So you roll d6s for as many successes as you get.
Is it for how many successes, or is it for the discipline that you're using?
For how many successes?
Oh,
I believe. If you think or discipline, is it discipline?
I thought it was based on your discipline
great.
number.
Discipline.
Because it's equivalent of doing a damage roll.
Right. Yes. You just need to succeed, and then you can use momentum to purchase more work. That's what it is. Thank you, Gurkhan, or Luther, or Gopal, all of you.
Gurkhan,
thank all 3 of you.
The one that's designed for extended engineering tasks is on the ship.
I know.
Yep. Fuck.
I mean, there you go. Okay, so first one is initial diagnostics. We need somebody to roll in insight science or insight in engineering. Difficulty is 3 in this one. If you want to use a control engineering, you can. So the default task means if you have nothing else you can think of, or if I have nothing else I need rolled, then it defaults to the control and engineering.
Does anybody have engineering?
I have engineering.
Okay.
Like,
Just gonna host security.
Yeah, you said insight science. I mean, it's the best I could do with any
And
combination.
Lamar's got some engineering, and you've still got momentum, and you've still got your determinations.
So I was going to ask again. So what does a focus do in terms of roles?
Focus gives you, so you see the numbers next to your disciplines? So on your character sheet, you've got attributes and disciplines. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the numbers next to the disciplines, if you roll that number or lower, and you have a focus, it means that you'll score a critical success on that number rather than just a 1. So it increases your chances of rolling critical.
Okay.
Okay. With that, who is making the first check? Who is going to start working? Taven, is it you or is it Lamar?
I can take the first one.
Let's do it, Lamar. So which are you using, Insight and Science or Insight and Engineering?
I'm going to use Insight and Engineering.
Great. There are 5 momentum in the pool. Would you like to use one of them?
I'll take one to get us rolling.
Okay. So increase your task to 3. And is there anything else you want to do, or are we happy with rolling those?
I'm happy to roll that. Thank you.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, not quite. So do you want to give me a threat to gain 1 more success?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do
great.
it.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to gain a threat. You're going to get a success. That will succeed. So what is your discipline for engineering?
The discipline for engineering is 4.
Awesome. So you're going to roll 4, not task. What's the one right underneath it? What's
Challenge dice.
Challenge, yeah. You're going to roll 4 challenge dice. And the resistance is 1, which means however many successes you roll, 1 is going to be removed from that unless you've got a trait that cancels that out for you.
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, not too dang bad. So that is 2, 4, 6. Sorry, that is 4 success. And you have still 1, 2, 3, 4 momentum in the pool. If you would like, you can burn up to 2 more because of those effects to get 6 success. Or you could burn 1 to get 5, which is your first breakthrough.
Sorry, can you just repeat that for me really quick?
So right now, what the challenge dice say, you've got 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
2 is 2, and the little Starfleet symbols count as 1. But the little Starfleet symbols also mean you can spend momentum to add another 1 to each of those.
Yeah, I think let's do it, and then let's get that first breakthrough.
Great. Okay. So your first breakthrough is happening. Are you spending 1 momentum or 2?
I'm just going to spend the 1.
Great. Okay. So your momentum, your now work track is down to 7. Your momentum is down to 4. And your breakthrough, you got 1 breakthrough. So nicely done. The thing you're going to learn is not only you got a time limit with the planet, but this terminal is actually unstable. You've managed to hold it together for now, but you have another ticking clock, Lamar. How do you want to break the news to Dr. Taven and Commander Yezikov?
So Lamar just kind of sidles up to Dr. Taven and says, like, first of all, I just want to say it's been such an honor working with you. I mean, your reputation has been like so stellar. I do want to mention that this is not my fault, but I'm finding that working on this particular terminal that I'm doing my best to hold it together. It's stinging physically, my fingers a little bit. I think we've got a ticking clock on this one, Doctor.
I accept the information that you have given.
Whew.
I also have a value that says I'm patient with non-Vulcan. So
There you go. Okay. So you've managed to stabilize at Lamar. You did make your successes, so you're good. The breakthrough is like substantial. That's good for a first roll. Not bad at all. So the next one is going to be daring and engineering, and unfortunately, you're not going to be able to make it. You can again also use control and engineering. Somebody needs to stabilize the terminal for data extraction. Sofek, if you want to try and sell me on a science reason how you can stabilize a computer terminal or an information terminal.
how do
No, that's still engineering.
Well, that's thought about just as a because I don't know the system.
Yeah,
all that
you're
well.
fine.
Is there a way that other players can help each other in roles? I don't.
Yes. So you'd literally say, "I want to assist," and then
I
you're
would
gonna...
like to assist.
Yeah. And then what you would do is, rather than rolling task roll number of dice, you're going to roll task roll 1, and as long as the player making the roll gets a success, like not succeeds on the task, but gets a success, your success is applied.
Okay.
So I can't think of any science thing that's not just engineering that I could do with the tools at my disposal. Although I guess question for what I'm doing, would it be classified as the study of a computer system?
No, it's more,
Okay.
in this case, it's more the use of a computer system.
Okay.
I mean, like, you're not physically tearing this thing apart, right?
No.
And you use computers all the time on the ship,
There you
right?
go.
Like, you do beep boop science to it. Come on.
Yes.
Push key button.
I think he's trying to use a reason instead of daring is what he's going for.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But no, I
mean,
thought.
like,
I mean, I was basically looking because I have computer expertise that
use
gives a bonus if I'm programming or studying a computer system.
Oh.
Yeah. Use-
But like
use
study
logic.
doesn't mean take apart.
use logic to debug this computer system.
Do you know what?
But
Do you
it's
know what?
physically dying, right? Isn't it?
No. So
Like,
you know what? You're attempting to stabilize the terminal for data extraction. So in my mind, I would let you use that because you're trying to use the computer to do it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll let you use that.
But so is it still daring, or did you say control was another
Well,
option?
so control and engineering or
Okay.
daring and science is what I'll accept at this point because you're trying to use your science, right?
Okay, so yeah, daring and science is barely higher in that case. So yeah, I'll
Do you
go
want
with
to
that
use
one.
one of your determinations to give yourself a success?
You know what? Why not?
Yeah.
I am going to use the value logic is the solution to all problems.
Nice.
And it
you
gives
know.
you a critical success, doesn't it?
That does.
Yeah. And I mean, like this is an ancient race that population apparently numbered in the trillions. They obviously had high regard for logic.
There you go. Obviously.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have reached that point in civilization.
Logic states that binary works on this computer as well.
How much momentum do we have?
There are 3 momentum in the pool.
I am going to use 1,
Yeah.
which on top of my computer expertise will get me up to 4.
Okay.
So then would I still?
And you're still going to assist. Yeah. Okay.
So total of 5
5.
successes.
So Sofek, you start working at it. To Ven, how do you narrate that success for me? Like, how do you help?
Well, I think one of the things is I start pulling out older, basically what would for modern technology be completely obsolete items. So then as you're working on things, and I can see that the terminal is having issues based on my studies, either things that I have seen and physically recreated for myself, or there's no way I'm bringing something that was actually found in the field. It is a facsimile that I have created and brought into the field. I am not bringing something an ancient artifact that I found. So then it's basically just tools that I'm using to assist in the process.
So are you pulling out like it's a D7, right? Right, Leah? Is that the device that Rutherford loves, the D7?
With the blue line.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So you're effectively pulling out a Takan version of that you've recreated yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And Sofek, what does your success look like?
My success is basically I'm looking at the top of the console while Dr. Deven is doing something underneath. I do not know, but it is somehow working. And I'm kind of like, as sections are lighting up, I'm analyzing and determining what the buttons do, and also kind of there might be a little bit of experimentation to see what's happening, and also judging by the noises that Dr. Deven is making underneath as I press those certain buttons. Like, okay, we don't do that one.
Yeah.
Do this one.
So you hear like a
Yep.
Okay.
Interpreting noises the only way a Vulcan could interpret other Vulcan noises.
Nice. Well, you ended up with 5 success. That is going to give you 2 momentum to use. Can I please? What is your science discipline? It's 5, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah. So you get to roll 5 dice.
1, 2.
So that's currently 4. That effect lets you burn off a momentum to gain another one, and the 2 momentum that you've got, you can actually burn off those to gain you 2 more if you wish.
Yeah, let's get through this. I'm gonna burn as much momentum as I can.
Okay, so that's a total of 3 momentum. So it's 1 coming out of the pool and the 2 that you've got. So your pool is down to 1, folks. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the 2 that you burnt as well, Sofek. Which is another breakthrough, and now all the work that you need. So as long as you can get some work done, you'll be able to sort of power through this. You're almost golden with this work task at this point. So there are still a couple more tasks you need to do, but you're just going to kind of like generate stuff for yourself at this point, as long as you succeed. Okay. So Sofek, as you're kind of going through, you notice, because you're on the top half, right? You're kind of like going through the stuff. You're realizing that this terminal contains what looks like a star map of the Takan Empire in this sector. Down below, Dr. Deven, you're realizing that despite your successes, a security Tim is activating I'm spending threat, and you realize a security system has been activated, and it is actively deleting the information contained within this terminal so that it can't be forcibly removed. Both of you know it. No one else at the group does yet.
This may require a less elegant solution.
Is that all you hear? So you hear coming from underneath this thing.
Is there any indication as to, as much as I wouldn't even remotely consider or want to, is there a way that I feel like there is some sort of breaking that could stop the security to preserve the information?
Like punching things or ripping things out?
Sure.
I mean, you could, but there's also the possibility of daring and securing. But the reason that I wanted to kind of like point this out, so Stefan's used to playing with me. I know you're not Neil, but the other 3 don't know the information I just gave you, even though they could hear me, because you haven't told them yet.
Oh no! I intended for that statement to be loud enough to be heard by all.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you all hear that.
Yeah. Luther goes, "You need help, Doc?"
Is that bad?
Yes, it's very bad. And I will relay that there is a security system currently deleting the files that we are wanting to get off of this console. And there are either two ways, and I don't mind which we decide on.
I'll run
Can't we
over
just
and
rip
take a
the
look.
console off the wall and take it with us?
Let's try to look at the code before actually
can-
destroying the terminal.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna.
cannot. We cannot.
We
No.
cannot. Okay, we're gonna pause right. That's the perfect place to pause. We'll take our 10-minute break because I realized we're a little bit late. But we'll take our 10-minute break so we can have a bio break, and then we'll be right back to the conclusion of this episode. See you in a couple minutes. Please enjoy the music from Norse Foundry. It is free to stream and free to play on Spotify, and Norse Foundry is awesome. Enjoy. We'll see you in a few minutes.
We'll goose those numbers up.
And we're back, and everything worked so far. Oh, I'm so proud of myself tonight. It's like unusual for it to all work all at the same time. Yee! Welcome back to Star Trek Lost Voyages. I am the GM Tim. With me is my illustrious crew. They are currently on a planet in the Minope system, exploring and doing the science-y stuff that Starfleet always loves to do. And they have just discovered that they are inside of an ancient Takan city and are trying to access a system. And because the DM is a jerk, the security systems have activated on the console they are working on and is currently deleting the information they are trying to save. I believe that Luther, which I just have to change here. I realized you said Gurkhan the whole time, and I should change that to Luther. Has offered some, I don't know what you want to call it, physical help, I suppose. Is Luther just a crewman, by the way?
Luther is the brig officer.
Yeah, but no rank, right? Just crewman?
Or Chief Petty Officer.
Chief? All right. Let's get Chief Luther up there. There we go. So did you just offer to like break stuff? Is that what I heard correctly, or?
Well, I offered to rip the whole console off, and we can download it later on the ship.
Right, right. I mean, so fast. Has that worked before?
I mean, it's not always failed horribly.
I might be able to jerry rig something together, but of course that would affect the quality of the artifact that the Doctor is trying to preserve.
So I'm gonna throw. I'm sorry, Leah. Go ahead.
That's okay. I am versed in security systems. Being the chief security officer, I could take a look at it.
So I would throw out there, Leah, if Yezikov wants to make a check, shutting down the security and disabling any security systems is going to be a difficulty 4. However, It could be a daring security or daring in science, and it could be assisted with control and engineering. So all of those things could kind of come into play, and more than one person can assist.
Great.
Can you only assist with control and engineering, or can you assist with daring and security?
What, sorry?
Can I assist with daring and security, or is assist only control and engineering?
No, I'd let you assist with daring and security.
How much momentum do we have?
There is 1 momentum in the pool.
All right, so I'll buy another dice.
Okay.
I'll use daring and security,
Okay.
and then I'll, after taking a look at the computer, bring Luther over and point out a few areas where you can pull out a chip or replace a chip or whatever to try to fool the security system into thinking it's fine. And since Dr. Tavan is already on the ground, or who's on the ground?
Yeah, Dr.
The
I was
ground.
actually going to mention, can I also roll? I'm already inside of the console, it sounds like.
Yeah,
to some degree.
If you see yellow, red, and blue wire, try to cut only blue. It should be able to fool security system. All right.
And just to be a jerk,
3.
they're like cyan, magenta, and
Yeah.
I mean, I just imagine they're all dust color.
yeah. The pigment is like just faded out. It's a long.
Well, see, I just imagine like this is one of like everything just looks like stone. It's always the same in those episodes where it's like an archaeological dig where somehow it's a computer terminal that just looks like a stone with an LCD panel.
That's exactly what we're dealing with here.
It was like the look 60,000 years ago, though.
Yeah.
600,000 years. Like
advanced civilization built everything of stone.
Like it should be a miracle that it's even here still. Like nothing of the human race will last 600,000 years from now.
I like to think that it is just like a design choice.
It was the stucco of their generation.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a clip that I'm saving.
If I assist, can I apply the jury rig talent to this, or does that only apply for like main roles?
How would you do that? What does jury rig talent do for you?
So it reduces the difficulty task by 2, but like maybe I've got a roll of space duct tape.
It does. It does. But what does jury rig say after you lower the difficulty?
It only lasts for the scene. But if we only have to get...
And then what happens?
I'm reading it. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe not.
Tell the group. Share the group.
The difficulty to repair the device increases by 1 after that.
So it shuts down completely after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
it's very useful when you're like, hey, we need the shields just to make it through this one fight.
Yeah, I think in this case, since you need to still download the information, shutting down the security systems with jerry-rig is probably not your best case, Lamar.
Yeah, but the lieutenant is really coming in with a positive attitude. So...
Yezikov, it's your call.
I just like lean down and put a hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, "There's a very good idea, but we cannot do that. We need to be able to have the integrity of the data stay intact."
I understand, Commander. I'll be over here thinking of more ideas for you.
Very good. I'm sure Sovik will have something to do for you when we are able to download the data. And I like shoot a glance at Sovik.
Why do I always get the chipper ones?
All
it's
right.
your shining personality.
I am Vulcan. We don't have personality.
Yes, that was a joke.
Personality is illogical.
All right.
All right.
Let me get the rolls, please.
All right. So here's my daring and security.
Yeah, let's start with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Off
and
to a good start.
I do have cautious security, so I can re-roll one of them.
I think that's if you spend a threat on a roll.
If I spend a momentum to buy another dice.
Yeah, so cautious is momentum.
Okay.
Daring is threat.
But is cautious not the one if that's bold, isn't it? If you spend a threat to buy a dice. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm supporting with daring and security. Basically, there's 2 wires that I'm waiting to slam together at the exact right time that Yesikov tells me to override this one sector of the system. And
sorry, Gopal.
I do it.
Do I have to decide whether to re-roll like immediately, or can I wait to see what our outcome is going to
You
be?
can wait to see what your outcome is.
I think you wait until after all the rolls are done because
Yeah.
our support means nothing if your roll doesn't work.
Correct.
Right, yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
But we got 4 successes so far.
That's pretty good. All right, Taven, let's see how you do. No complications. No complications. Oh. So how do we do there? That was a 13. That's not bad. So that's not a complication. You're good. But you're not helping. So you cut the blue wire just a little too late there, Taven. But at least it was the blue wire, not the red or yellow.
I thought it was a blue wire.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the blue wire. You just were a little bit off timing is all it was.
It might have been turquoise. We don't know.
Yeah, Lamar was excited for you to cut that blue wire and just kind of like distracted you. Okay. So, I mean, the bonus is that is a success. It also means that you get to roll Leah. Yezikov gets to roll her dice. So what is your security?
5.
All right, so roll 5 challenge dice, please. See how many work you can generate for this sucker.
Okay. Boop.
Boop.
That was 2.
That's 2.
It says I put 5 in.
Did you tab
Okay, I'll put
out?
3 again. No, I did not. Okay, tab out. 3.
There you go.
So there's the 5.
There you go.
All right,
that's
so
a lot.
that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you like to spend the last momentum in the pool to? Oh, yeah, the last momentum in the pool to gain a 6th. Don't bother. You don't need to.
No, I'm
no,
okay.
yeah, that sounds good. All right, you have indeed succeeded at what you needed to do. The security systems are disabled completely. You only lost a little bit of information. You did lose a little, but not nearly what you could have lost. The last one is downloading any critical information. So I'll need one more check. A reason and science. Sofek, I believe this is your wheelhouse. You get to actually just use the computer and download the information.
Excellent. I will download it to my tricorder.
Tim's just going to throw out one of those threat that he's used already. Your tricorder is a little bit small, so it's really hard to fit this much information into your tricorder. So I am increasing the difficulty by 1.
So what's the difficulty now?
4.
Perhaps Lamar can give you a hint.
I would love to assist.
Lamar,
Lieutenant.
I love the idea of Lamar just like popping in. Yes, please.
Lieutenant, I require your tricorder.
Tandem the tricorders. That's cool.
So I'm going to tandem the lieutenant's tricorder in with mine. I'm also going to use my second determination.
Why not?
What was our special determination? One was like discover the secrets of the system, right?
Yeah, it was. So you discover the mysteries of the Minope system and explore the unexplored.
Yeah. So I'm going to use discover the mysteries of the Minope system.
Yeah.
For an automatic crit.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm going to, since the tricorder is small, I'm going to attempt to do super compression of the files into the tricorder.
All right, I dig that.
So the files will not be able to be read on the tricorder.
Correct.
It'll have to be taken back to the Haida and basically decompressed using not WinRAR.
Love it. That is
trial has expired.
Your WinRAR trial has expired. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so that's 3 successes because you got your 2s. Lamar, you're up. So Lamar, there is 1 momentum in the pool. You could spend it to gain a 2nd dice to assist if you want. And you could,
I'm
you
going
could
to
even
do
give
that
me,
because
you could even give me 2 threat to buy a 3rd dice if you want. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm going to use the 1 momentum.
Okay.
Don't tempt me.
And you've got your
I see
determination,
you.
which I don't think you've used yet.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. I I'm going to use my determination against my value, which is learn from the best, whether they like it or not.
I love it.
Well, that's perfect in this situation.
that fits so well with this group. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, you have two very displeased Vulcans at this moment.
that was so good.
So that's 3 dice on reason and science then?
No, so if you're using a determination, it means you get an automatic success.
Okay.
And then if you've spent your momentum, then your task aid goes up to 2 because a task is like an assist is only 1, right?
Okay.
So you've given yourself 2 successes right off the bat, and your extra task is going to get 2 dice.
Is it possible to take this as reason and engineering instead of reason and science?
Sell me on it.
The tricorder, maybe I can delete some of my music files on it to free up room.
Yeah, sure. I'll like that. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there is 2, 4,
7 total.
6, 7 total. Holy crap. So you got 3 momentum from this. So the thing that you're going to pull off right away is downloaded the critical information, no problem. So you've got the map, and there is potential that you have gotten more information than Dr. Taven has ever seen from the outpost. You might actually have downloaded some like proper technical data about technology that the Takan Empire has. Well done, Lamar, and well done, Sofek. You both nailed it. And as you kind of finish off, your time is probably down to about 2 hours to beam out that Yezikov had stated. You hear, you start heading back. I'm not going to make you roll to get back across the bridge.
Yay!
However, as you do get closer to the bridge, you do see lights flashing outside of the cavern wall. Lamar and Sofek, I want to remind you, your tricorders are now useless, as they are filled with data.
Luther takes point. He has his tricorder out, phaser in his other hand, and he's scanning.
Give me a reason and science, please, with your tricorder.
Reason, science.
Difficulty is 0. Or 1, sorry. Difficulty is 1.
Would I be able to use the focus assess threat?
Yes. Yes, I would let you use that. Yep.
I'm primarily scanning for weapons or humanoids right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
3 successes.
Nice. Okay, so you only needed 1. So you've got 2. There are no humanoids or people outside. Would you like to spend one of those momentum gathered to gather more information?
Yes. Is there any sort of energy source that could look like a weapon outside?
Yeah. So it does look like what's happened is as you're getting closer to that plasma stream, it has started to ionize the atmosphere outside. And while it's still breathable, or you'd be all in very much trouble, it seems like you're kind of stuck inside what's like an ion storm in this space at the moment. What you're reading is like massive shots of lightning hitting the Earth, like hitting the planet. As long as you don't get hit, you should be okay, but you're definitely going to have to drive further away to avoid and remove yourselves from the space of this ion storm. So it's maybe probably a good thing Yezikov actually brought this car in the first place.
Like, Commander, we're going to have to burn rubber on this one.
Yes, I understand. We are running out of time, so as fast as we can get to the ATV. I'll get us out of here.
I've heard recently that if we don't get hit, we're okay.
I'll do my best, Doctor.
I love that that's what we were told by the GM. You know, oh, if we just don't get hit by the lightning.
Hit by
we're okay.
lightning?
Yeah.
Though, canonically, Vulcans are fine if they get hit by lightning. Because
I've heard if you
Spock.
don't get hit, you'll be okay.
Yeah. They just get a little singed. They're fine.
That's why this is an ion storm,
Yeah.
not a lightning
Lightning
storm. Tim knows his canon too, and is fully aware of the 2 Vulcans in his group.
Yeah.
We'll just like tape them onto the sides of the ATVs like lightning rods. They can just
Yeah.
attract all the
Standing on
lightning.
Can I
top with
use
the arms
jerry
out.
rig on that?
Yeah.
Ancient technology I will use as well.
Luther knocks on his metal leg and he goes, I think this grounding rod might negate all the positive benefits of Vulcan physiology.
That's awesome. Okay, Tim is burning a threat to create a extra challenge to get to the dice. So I'm creating a disadvantage on the team. I'm creating the trait of time is of the essence, which means that your complication ranges for this fitness and security you're about to make is now at 2. Yezikov, that means your complication range for fitness and security is at 3. You had
Didn't I negate that with the determination?
You negated the 1. You got 2.
No.
Okay.
Because you had 2 complication rolls, one after the other, right? So you negated the first one. You negated the second one, so you still had 2. But what I'm doing is I'm spending a threat to apply a disadvantage to the scene. So you're now having to rush across this bridge and then get to the ATV, and that's the complication. So lightning storms are bad. Is basically the.
Sorry, for the complication range button, do I put it up to 2?
Yours should be at 3. Everyone else's should be at 2.
Okay. All right. Rad.
Yeah,
sorry,
I know,
how much
right?
momentum do we have?
There are 5 momentum in the pool, and I have spent. I'm down to.
Oh, good. I'm using one of those.
I'm down to 6 threat.
Okay. Fitness and security.
Okay.
What are the things that we can use determination for? I remember reading one where you could add an item to your inventory that you didn't bring.
I believe that is a determination. Yeah. What are you thinking in your brain?
Luther, I'm going to use the value of these things we do that others may live. And he has a rope and grappling hook.
Oh, I like it.
He just has a climbing kit that he's going to sprint ahead and set up at that cliff face that we climbed.
And how, excuse me, how are you thinking this would help?
Climbing down that cliff faster so we can do a rappel rather than a climb.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm just double checking that we can do this.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if it's a value or if it's a talent.
I'm just double checking. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Choosing values. Using values. Luther, I would say that this would challenge your value.
Would challenge it?
Yeah.
Wait, how?
Oh wait, hold on. Oh no, I'm saying that wrong. Never mind.
Yeah, because I'm sacrificing myself. I'm leaving them in the cave while I sprint ahead.
I believe we've all been using determination incorrectly. That's okay. We'll fix it next time. In the meantime, yes, Luther, I like the idea. Let's go with it. We can always fix it after. So burn off your determination. That's not going to give you any successes, but it will give everyone else a decrease in their complication range. It's your call what you want to do. You want to add success to you or ease for everyone else?
Easy for everyone else. Like
okay.
He's running out into the storm before they even get outside to lay this rope down.
Sounds good. So I'm still going to need...
holding metal in one hand and holding his metal leg running through a lightning storm, so zigzagging.
I'm still going to need a security check for you to get across the bridge. And then as long as Luther... it's going to be fitness and security. And as long as Luther succeeds, then everyone else's complication range will drop by 1.
All right, let's hope I don't fall into the bottomless abyss.
Let's hope.
One success. I can give you 2 threat to add a success.
You can give me 1 threat to add a success, but you're going to need to give me 2. Because this is difficulty... Oh, no, it's difficulty 2. So, yeah, just give me 1.
I will give you 1.
Done. All right. Luther succeeds. Runs out. You can see the plasma storm kind of like focus in on Luther's metal leg. Is that how we're doing this? We're making it canon that your leg is conductive? I
mean,
just want to confirm.
Yeah, the first time I played Luther, he fell into lava.
No, I remember that. I remember getting you the leg. I just want to confirm that what you just said is we're making the leg.
Yes, I'm going to say it's conductive because
okay.
he's allowed Gurkhan to tinker with it and upgrade it.
Oh my God, it's such a bad idea. Okay, all right. Okay, so you've done that. That's a thing we're doing. Okay, great.
I'm going to write it down on my character sheet.
Yeah,
Cybernetic
leg
blade
is conductive.
Metal.
This is so going to be potentially bad.
He's going to get magnetized to so much shit.
I will absolutely have him stuck to a wall at some point. Okay. In which case, everyone else's complication that I spent threat to do, Luther is just negated, jerk. And
I gave you threat back, though.
You did. But I can't spend it again to do the same thing over again. That's cheating. So... Dr. Taven, Commander Yezikov, Lieutenant Sofek, and Lieutenant Lamar, can I please have fitness and security checks, difficulty 2, to get across, and to the vehicle?
Oh, man. I'm going to be annoyed if this second roll actually is worse than the one I just already did.
I will throw out there is 5 momentum in the pool. You can keep that, Sofek.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that because I already spent momentum.
Oh, you did?
For
Yeah,
third
that's
dice
right.
for
So
that,
there's 4 momentum in the pool.
Okay, I'll take 1.
Okay, that's 3 momentum in the pool. Sofek's good. Sofek's got his 2 successes.
Aria rolled 4 successes.
Oh,
Can I use my focus and composure here?
I would definitely allow you to use your focus and composure here.
And then I'll also use one of the momentum in addition.
Awesome. Sounds great. So we're down to 3 momentum in the pool.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any determination left?
Yeah. I'm just trying to find something.
Oh, Lamar.
I generated some momentum with my roll. Can I burn one of my momentum to give it to her?
You can burn 2 of your momentum to give it to her because it's 2 successes needed.
I'll do that.
Okay. I'll take them back out of the pool then. All right, Lamar. So, Yezikov, Lamar, can you please narrate what that looks like? Lamar, I'll let you start.
So Lamar dashes out right away, and a lightning burst hits right beside her. Like, we're talking like within inches. We're smoking a little bit here.
Yezikov, how are you going to assist? How do you use that momentum to help her?
Yeah, so are you falling? Like, you just nearly got hit by lightning?
I think it's like a little dodge, but it's like hair is singed kind of cinch.
Okay, well, I see the light, like the ground start to kind of light up a little bit, like that pre-lightning strike, and just like 3 like fast, big strides, I football tackle her out of the way and roll onto my back, and then just kind of push her up and get her going again.
Nice.
Go!
Lamar, there's a singe of hair just kind of like stuck straight out like this.
Yeah, and I think the lieutenant is running with her hands like this. Oh my god!
No. I love it. Okay, amazing. Okay, you all make it to the thing. Yezikov. Here we go. So Tim is being a dick. He's spending 2 threat to increase this to difficulty 4.
Okay. And is it, what am I doing? It's control and
I would let you use
con?
control and con, or control and security in this case, because you are driving like a kind of like a vehicle, right? So your focus does apply. Everyone else's make it. There are 3 momentum in the pool.
Okay, so I'll use my last determination, and my value confidence comes with training and discipline to remain
Nice.
calm under pressure. I've run thousands of these trainings. I know exactly what to do. And then I'm going to use a momentum as well to buy an extra dice. So
Beautiful.
I have 2 successes automatically. And here we go. So that's enough, right?
That's
4.
enough.
We're good. Whew.
That's 4. All right. So Yezikov, do you want to narrate what it looks like?
I'm like, I've got 1 foot up on the edge of the truck, just like go go go. And once everybody's in, I swing in and turn it on and just kind of like Warthog from Halo, swing the back out and then book it. Trying
right.
to take the least bumpy road because like I'm sure we got some sensitive information in this that we took with us.
Yeah.
Sensitive equipment.
I mean, so you've got some of the equipment. Most of it's in the tricorders from Sofek and Lamar. Lightning strikes are just kind of cracking down as you kind of like just rip around through this place, and you kind of punch through the edge of the storm. And just as you do, the ship is gonna beam you up.
Nice.
So it's kind of like one of those like we'll say that you even take like a little bit of a launch just for like effect, and you beam up in mid kind of like air. The ship is able to like deactivate as you're kind of like in transport, and the engine shuts down. You all kind of slam down onto the transporter pad in cargo bay 2. Right next, like you just missed Captain.
Like a couple of feet away from his car.
Yeah, from his car. And everyone, Yazikov, like right next to it. Lamar, just because Tim is a dick, and I want to see what Sam's going to do next week, I'm burning a threat to say that you bump the door as you open your door. So you open the door and you slam it kind of like into the car and scratch the paint on the cherry red. What is it? 67 Chevette? Isn't that what it is? Something like that?
I think so.
Chevelle.
Yeah. Yeah, because Gurkhan's been helping him with the motor. So you know it's going to be exploding.
So who does this belong to?
The captain.
I like look over and my face just kind of goes white, and I'm like,
the captain of the Haida, or like maybe another ship that I don't report into.
Let's just leave. The important thing is that we have the information we came for.
This is very
Whoever parked this ATV here will be in a smidge of trouble, but if we leave now, it won't be us.
Luther leans over to Yasikov and is like, I can change the sensor data. Put Sofek as the driver.
I'm not going to leave Sofek. We'll just
Make
leave.
Dr. Taven.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one will notice. We'll get this ATV out of here.
And here's the best part: as players, no one tells Sam, and we'll see if he actually watches the episode. So we'll see how long we can keep this running gag going. Okay, Sofek, Lamar, you've got 2 tricorders literally brimming with information. It's not going to be a fast process, but the last thing we have to do before we actually end for the night, we have to get this downloaded into the ship's computer.
Luther, can you find Gurkhan and get him down here to help the 2 scientists?
Commander, he touches his compad and goes, Commander Gurkhan, can we please request your assistance at Shuttle Bay 2?
You're just going to do it right here?
Like, she asked me to do it, but we have communication.
He's just gonna...
I'm going to follow the orders given.
I do want to get as far away from this car as possible, but
Fair. Thanks, Luther. Make this ATV disappear, please, and I'll lead the scientists out of the cargo bay to tap my badge. Say, Gurkon, please meet us at, I don't know, the computer bay. I don't know.
I mean, there'd
the
be science.
modular labs because
Yeah, there'd
we
be the
The
modular
modular
it.
labs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I
because we reconfigured it for xeno-archaeology.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay, perfect.
Dr. Deven would be in her prime. So, in fact, what I'll do is I had the difficulty at 4 because that's what it was when you downloaded this information. I'm going to decrease that because of your modular labs. I believe that's what it does. It decreases the difficulty.
Yeah, it decreases the difficulty by 1 of any
Great.
check that's on the ship.
Yeah, so
While
we'll go down to
doing that.
3 for removing the information from the tricorder. You're going to open that RAR file now.
Yeah. I gotta use my. Durcon has an actual registered copy.
yeah.
Well, and we're just going to transfer it with our Starfleet issued lightning cable.
All right. I mean, I've been really impressed so far. I got to be a little bit of a jerk one more time. I'm going to use 2 threat to add 2 complications to this because you're dealing with really old data on a really new device. So the complication range is up by 2, so that's 3 complication range. However, Gurkon can assist, Lamar can assist, Taven can assist, or even Sofek or Taven could make the roll. I think Taven is probably as close as Sofek, if not the same, to roll for the check. So, Sofek, how are you feeling? Would you mind Taven taking a shot, seeing as they're our guest star tonight?
No, that is fine. I'm just reading one of my
Sofek
bellies.
twitches.
It's cool. It's like
This are they doing science or engineering?
I think Gurkon is doing engineering, isn't he?
Is anybody else doing engineering?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do have a complication, but I have an advantage because I'm the chief engineer, which is literally the entire engineering department at my beck and call. That's literally a skill that I have now. So
Jesus.
I don't. It just gives me an advantage. It's called engineering
I'm
department,
gonna
so I
have
can
to
be
work
like,
on that.
Well, I guess insight engineering you'd have me roll or reason. Daring.
It'd be daring, but insight I would let you do.
I'll keep it with daring. I'm a Klingon.
Okay, so you're
Percussive
assisting.
maintenance, correct?
So, Dr. Taven, can I get that primary roll, please? So, Sofek and Lamar and Gurkon, you can all assist on this one. And, Aaliyah, if you feel like it, you can even roll for the ship to assist with this one.
I think Gopal has the sheet for the ship.
Ah, okay.
But I am, as any good commanding officer is doing, I'm just
Ooh.
watching,
Do
nodding
you,
sagely.
do you, by chance, wish to make a command roll? So you could do like a leadership role where you could give them orders
Sure.
or help by giving like pep talk, kind of like, you got this. I really want to hear Leah Yezikov do that.
Yeah, just chewing
Thanks,
on those
jerk.
vowels.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, all right. I'll give control and command. Let's see how I do here. Hey, I got it through. Oh, I shouldn't have had focus on. Unless I'm interrogating somebody. So I got 2 successes.
2 successes. All right.
Unless that's like under a 5. What is that? Oh, it is under a 5. I do have 3 successes.
Wow.
Or,
No,
I
because your
think-
focus isn't on, is it?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So if I get a 1, that's 2 successes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, it's under 5. Yeah, so it's 2 successes.
Okay.
Just not with the 2.
Yeah. Taven, let's get your prime roll first to see what everyone else's assist does.
Okay, let's make sure. So for attribute, which am I using?
It'd be daring and science.
Daring science.
Yeah, or reason and science.
And then can I use the focus ancient technology since we're
100%. I would let you use that in this
so
case.
then I would check focus to use. The complication range is still 1. And then task roll is 2?
Yeah. Unless you want to spend the 2 momentum you've got. Complication should be 3, by the way.
Thought about also spending my last determination.
I mean...
Okay, we'll do it. Not always correct, though often. I will use that value and spend that determination.
Okay.
And so I'll still hit the...
So, I mean, it's a good thing, because that's 3. So, 5. You've made success. Sofek, Lamar, how are you helping?
So I'll roll on the assist, but I think I do want to use my determination, my last one. I'll use my value. Well, let me try something here. Considering that Lamar's insistence on helping.
Yeah, love it.
I'm going to make it so that the ship's computers automatically start cataloging and trying to decipher. And on top of that, I'm also going to have the computer update the map we found to account for the stellar drift that has occurred in the time frame since this map was made, because it's no longer accurate.
So you're a dirty son of a bitch, and they're thinking like ahead to the next episode. So I'm actually going to make you roll not an assist. That is a whole other check that you're going to have to make. But I'll let you do it this game. So Lamar, let's get your roll first for the assist.
I've watched Stargate.
And sorry,
I've played with Tim for long enough to know how he screws us around. That's it.
I mean, it was more just like, I know how stellar maps. I know what stellar drift is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
everything
I'm still
moves.
just rolling 1, right?
Yes, you're just rolling 1, and you've given 2 successes already because you burnt your determination as well.
Okay.
Lamar.
Uh-oh.
So Lamar, because you're new, I'm gonna let you do one of 2 things. 1, you can keep that complication and see what happens, and then get your 2 successes from your determination. So you've got successes. Or 2, instead of the 2 extra successes, you can change how you're using your determination, just so you get a feel for how it's used, and you can re-roll that 1. So you'd have currently 0 successes, but get to re-roll the complication. Would you like to do that instead?
I think, but I've already got the 2, right?
You've already got the 2? Gonna keep it?
Yeah, I think I want to keep it.
All right. Nice. Okay. All right. So Sofek and Taven as Lamar, hey, let me try something, and hits a few buttons. You can literally watch in front of your eyes as some of the data that you managed to save gets deleted. Sofek, you were going to do a drift check? Let's do that now.
Yeah, I'm going to instruct the computer to adjust the star map for, what was it, 600,000 years of stellar drift.
Yeah. All right.
Do we have any momentum?
There are literally 2 momentum in the pool left.
Okay. I have a talent called collaboration science. So whenever an ally attempts a task using science, I can spend 1 momentum to allow them to use my score, which I assume it's going to be the same, but also add 1 of my focuses.
Cool. So Sofek, you'll have the same science because you both have 5, but you can add your focus in.
And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for the both of us to be too distracted and turn around and then find out that files have been deleted.
So as you turn around, you're going to enter the information. Let's do that, and let's get that check. It's going to be difficulty 3. And I'm going to blow my last threat for the night and make it a difficulty 4, just to make it a little bit extra longer.
I'm going to use 1 of the 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Get it to 3.
So that's the last momentum. So there's no momentum in the pool. Dr. Deven used 1, you used 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Would computers be a good enough
Oh
focus on
yeah,
this?
yeah.
All right.
Well, and Taven gave you a focus, so that's what.
Okay.
Nice.
4. Bang. All right. So the computer says processing. This will take, and it gives you a certain amount of time, which is just enough time for us to get to the next episode. That's it for the night, gang. You succeeded. You managed to save the information from the Takan computers. And as the ship
But
flies...
not from the new lieutenant.
I like to think too that like Lamar is like clapping people on the back. We did it! We did it! All of us!
All of us! Like, totally helped. As the ship flies away, you can see the planet kind of going through the plasma between the 2 stars, and it is just vaporized. Like, the planet comes out the other side, but charred and not super great. It won't be long before the Minope Prime envelops the rest of the inner systems, the inner planets, and that planet turns into a tiny little dwarf star. But you have gotten the information that you needed to start your campaign for the season. Welcome to season 4 of Lost Voyages, gang. Thanks for playing, guys. That was super fun. Caitlin, welcome to the group. I'm very excited to have you. Neil, thank you very much for playing tonight. We'll see you again next game as you're coming back as Dr. Deven. Does anyone have anything they want to pitch before I kind of like talk my ear off? No?
All you.
Nothing? Great. All right. Well, I'm the GM Tim. You can find me at thegmtim.ca and on YouTube at the GM Tim. There is a D20 cruise coming up next year out of where are we going out of?
Florida.
Florida. I'm actually going to Florida for like 5 minutes so I can get on a boat and leave Florida. And then you can come play D&D with me on a cruise. It's lots of fun. If you want to play D&D in a castle with me, both my tables this year are sold out. But next year, just be like, hey, I would like to play with DM Tim. And they will ask me to come back. Yeah, we're going to be playing every week, every 2 weeks for roughly. There's a couple times off, but we'll be playing right up until April. Hope you can catch us for the season. We're excited for this season. I'm excited for this season. You're all excited, right?
All the tea.
All the teeth.
An uncomfortable amount
The
of
uncomfortable amount of human teeth. That's it. That's it for us. Love you lots. See you all in 2 weeks for our next episode. That's it. Bye, everybody. I gotta click the buttons. There we go.